Legend has it that the Ray of Doom is very good at isometric drawings as they do not require a ruler to draw a straight line. It's going to be a bit of a science video, and that is, for the majority of the time, how far can we get with just the Ray of Doom, with a few supporting towers here and there, like an Alchemist, like an Ultra Boost, like a Homeland Defense, all that sort of shenanigans. And this map is created by ISAB. Yes, that ISAB. And we're doing this on chimps, and obviously because we're doing it on chimps, we cannot afford a Dartling Gunner on round 6, so we're going to have to use a town which we can afford, which means I'm going to put down an Alchemist here, because this map is incredibly long, and also I want an Alchemist at some point to buff our Dartling Gunner, so we may as well start with a Alchemist. On round 10, we'll be able to plop down Geraldo, just like so, in this little corner here. We're going to put Geraldo on the house which is currently stable, not the one that is currently on fire, which is what the balloons will be throughout this run from the Ray of Doom itself. The tracker is a good measure because the majority of the time the balloons will stop here, but then when we get to the exit, that's when they'll travel the rest of the way here. Also down here is going to be our spot for the Dartling Gunner. Put him down as bottom right as possible so we get the best view of a straight line as we possibly can. There we go. And just set him there, and you don't have to move him or his cursor for the rest of the game. Let's just see. Focus firing, we shall get at 325. There we go. Yeah, just going to move it a squidge there, but that's it. That is where the cursor will remain for the entirety of the game. For some camo detection, we're going to get advanced targeting. Honestly, probably one of the cheapest, if not the cheapest option throughout the entire game to enable your tower to hit a camo balloon. I think, actually, Dark Monkey... Okay, this is cheaper, actually, but still... advanced targeting is definitely up there when it comes to the cheapest options in the game, because you have other options like with IFR for 650, or there is Ultra Vision for 1295. Also, the Alchemist is going to be very handy for round 28 when we have a lead issue on our hands, because that's the only thing at the moment in which our Dartling Gunner cannot pop. All these regrows might be a bit of an issue as well later on, so I'm not too sure if this is going to be handy to litter around the entire track. The regrow blocker aspect, faster barrel spin, and laser shock. Yes, we're going with faster barrel spin, because who the hell would want powerful darts when paired with Ray of Doom, which has more than enough pierce with it anyways? You don't need an extra 3 or so more pierce when you literally have a near infinite amount. Lead balloons? No problem. Thank you very much, Alchemist. I'm not going to get laser cannon for a very good amount of time, so I think it is a very good idea actually to use sharpening stone on our Dartling Gunner right now, because I want to get an MIB up and running before we get laser cannon going, because those purple balloons are going to be a bit of a menace, especially if they are camo purples, which some of the 40s rounds do have camo purples, and we would like to be able to hit them at some point. Or just use a radar scanner on our Alchemist here so that can also, well, can actually then pop them. This will one day be a Homeland Defense, but at the moment it's going to be settling for a MIB when we get 8100. At the moment, I think the Sharpening Stone is doing a very good job here at increasing our PS, although the regrows might be a issue here, possibly. No, not an issue. Okay. So this is a long straight line here with many back and forth, so I don't think we're going to face ourselves any kind of issue with the first Moab here, just like so. We're going to get an MIB up and running, which means when we go to laser cannon, we don't have to worry about purple balloons being a threat. Also, as you climb up the top tier of the Dartling Gunner, you're going to get more pierce with each upgrade anyway, so that's not something that I need to innately worry about. When we get to Plasma Accelerator, this entire straight is going to become a death zone for all the balloons. Well, especially when you get to Ray of Doom, that is. There we go. Because of the MIB, those purple balloons were removed from the battlefield from what was possibly the worst kind of attack in the entire game. Laser plasma accelerator is online. Big radius, but more importantly, jungle drums. Because who's going to say no to more fire rate? And speaking of fire rate, we're going to have ourselves an engineer over here at the burning house, because it deserves to be in this secluded spot over here, because the engineer has done very, very bad things recently. The engineer thought that by putting onions on a fire, it would put it out. But not only did it make the fire spread even further, it also made people within a 100-mile radius cry as well, because of the extreme fumes that onions produce. Sorry. Let's see. I'm only going to go up to Perma-Brew when we actually have the money to do so after Ray of Doom and Ultra Boost. Because of the sheer fact that if you could try and do a stronger sim on this thing, it's going to be nearly useless because of the insane fire rate that it goes at. Round 63, sorry. Are we going to face ceramics? Yes, we are, but they're not going to last that long whatsoever, as you can see. Am I going to move the cursor up and down like a maniac just to follow the strongest, most balloon on the screen? No, I'm not. You would be able to do a base Dartling 2 Megapops on this map, although you won't get the achievement because you can't get the achievement on custom maps. But this is definitely a map where if you just have like a 110 Dartling gunner, or even just like a 100 Dartling gunner, just so that you could say that you have the possibility of having any of the tier 5s. Although, because of these hedges, I think this is a very anti-MAD friendly map, because both these hedges will mean that both of the missiles will just hit the hedges rather than going down the straight line here. So you would want to keep it so that it's at rocket storm rather than going for the mad, because it extends its arms out and then it won't be able to fire whatsoever. Although when you use ability, I think some of them will possibly go through this very narrow straight line here. Mom, can we have Ray of Doom? No, darling, we have Ray of Doom at home. Ray of Doom at home, purchase Balloons Tower Defense 6 and play the map called Ray of Doom. Our first ZMG of the day, the weakest ZMG of the entire video. Because it's round 80 and that's when this first sport, unless you're like on Apocalypse or alternate balloons rounds. Should I have done this in alternate balloons rounds? But no, you can't really do that because it's not chimps. And I like chimps, but I also like alternate balloon rounds. But I'm just going to say this right now. There is nobody out there that says that my favorite game mode is half cash mode, because it's literally quarter of the fun. Not too sure if it's been done or not, but if anybody's ever done a half cash chimps, 2 towers chimps, sorry, then you would have to start with a dart monkey, because there's nothing else really that is at 325. I assume it's the tax shooter as well, but it's like, could you then afford a tower which has camera detection by that time as well? So it's just up in the air of whether this thing can actually do it or not. But you give us a beast handler as well, but one single beast handler in round 6? That's going to be a no from me, Captain. I say 325 because half of 650 is 325. If you doubt me, get your calculator out and do the math. Pop count update. Alchemist has got over 5,000 and the plasma accelerator, enough 600,000. DDT territory? No, thank you very much. The thing that's stopping us from getting the Ray of Doom now are these 4 ZMGs. Once they go down, we will have the money in order to afford it. Afford it! Let me just put it on there beforehand. Yes! Yeah, this is definitely the spot for the Ray of Doom. And now the destruction will truly commence. They're not making it down this part of the lane anytime soon. Also, Wait a minute, Geraldo's at level 20 around 95. Has Ninja Kiwi changed it so the hero experience rate has gone up on custom maps? Because he should reach level 20 on like round 98 or round 99, because isn't it usually by beginner map standards that heroes go up in on a custom map? Yeah, fortified ZMGs are just a little, I don't know, too easy. Bring a bigger opponent! I mean, round 98, there's not really much to show. Around 99, there's also not much to show. Around 100, though, this could be a little bit challenging. The laser shock doesn't really appear on the bat at all. Or on these. Maybe it's... Oh, it's for BFBs and onwards, which is when it shows, actually. So... Free play! This is free play mode and the rules have changed. Balloons will get stronger and faster the further you go. Keep playing as long as you can. They were getting faster from round 81 onwards. Thank you very much, game. According to the wiki, the Ray of Doom has 1,000 pierce. So does that mean that we require 1,000 balloons to be present on this lane at any given point in time before it stops attacking a particular balloon? Because am I right in saying that the bigger the balloon is, the more pierce it consumes before the projectile can go on to the next target? Ultra Boost is active, so now we will be applying it to the Ray of Doom, and it means it can attack even faster now. Which means that we've got an extra incentive to not go for the top half Alchemist until we get ourselves the beloved perma-blue for this thing. This is an ideal map for 2 megapops in general as well, because of A, how long this map is, and B, because of the fact that you can use these hedges to essentially block any towers which are behind the hedges so that it doesn't actually attack the balloons, although you can still put a tower here, so you could put a tower. For some other reason, you can put smaller towers. You can't put something like a boomerang on because its footprint is too big. But with like ninjas and darts and glues, yeah, glues as well. They have a small footprint. Obviously, Geraldo's items can go on it, but it's a very nice track. I went with a track that isn't just like a straight line and that's it. There's actually some little bits of detail here and there, and you would use a fishing rod here because there might be fishes in the water, even though there's no fishes shown. Goodness sakes, at least put some fishes here so that you can actually use your rod while you're waiting here for the balloons to eventually escape whenever they are able to do so. ISAB. It's been over 100 rounds and our Ultra Boost Engineer's foam has still not put out this fire. So that's just a bit of life advice, folks. Do not use onions to put out a fire. So many DDTs to their doom. The highest round possible on this map with this particular tower as the main source of pops all depends on your luck when it comes to rounds after 140, because if you're really unlucky, you're going to get multiple bads on that round, and if you have multiple bads on that round, that's less of a chance that you are able to actually succeed because of a ramping in every single Moab and balloons' health and speed. I believe there's a 2% increase with their health and their speed as each round progresses, and that is accumulative towards the new amount, not from the base amount, but it's accumulative with the new base amount on each round. Yes, we can now get perma-brew for our beloved Ray of Doom. Before moving it though, I would like to get 2 particular glue gunners down. Number 1, the Relentless Glue, and number 2, the Glue Storm, so that we can do that bit more damage against them and slow them down in the process. The Fortified Bad. What can we do against it? Well, thousands of damage every second. It's already got his eyes closed. The fins are bandaged. Well, the tail is now bandaged. Confirmed. 2 weeks still with an enemy. Bring on Bloonarius. Bloonarius with 2,000 boss HP. with double weapon modifier mode on. Gosh, that's a lot of damage. I'm just going to move our alchemist now so it doesn't provide any more trouble for us when it comes to the popping of the balloons themselves. None of these are going to be lethal glue gunners, so none of that corrosive glue shenanigans or super glue shenanigans. We're just going to go with the non-lethal upgrade because I don't want to damage them with the alchemist anymore. So you're going to go here to the docks and do some fishing. Don't worry about these 36 pops. These 36 pops do not exist. Glue strike with stronger glue so that it lasts a bit longer. And actually we're going to go with a primary mentoring. Just so that we have that extra range so that this can attack the balloons just a little bit sooner. And B, we can get Glue Storm back a little bit sooner. Or in this case, at the moment, Glue Strike. Perhaps Striker Jones would have been the better hero to buff a Ray of Doom when it comes to the Pierce, because it would take it from 1000 Pierce to 1250 Pierce if Striker Jones is nearby. But then again, we would be doing damage with Striker Jones anyways, because it requires for Striker Jones to be nearby the tower of choice in which you want to buff its PS by 25%. But anyways, this has a high amount of PS anyways, with 1000 of them. That plus 2 damage every time it attacks will be very, very worth it, trust me. You can see the difference. Just kidding, you can't really see the difference, but it's definitely happening, okay? Whenever the glue storm is on the balloon themselves. Can you be affected with both? No, you can't be affected with relentless glue. Ninja Kiwi, the glue still not stacks properly together. As you can see so far, there's absolutely no stopping the Ray of Doom anytime soon. Both of our glues are at ×10 Ultra Boost stacking, and we are accumulating the pops without a question or shadow of doubt. 50 million pops so far. The amount of mega pops you could possibly get by 200. Number one, it's the matter of getting to that point. But number two, you're going to have to rely on RNG if you're going to get the absolute maximum amount of pops that you could possibly get with the number of bats that could spawn on the rounds themselves in which they are spawned on. You might be very unlucky and not get any bads on a particular round. I think it is time to bring out the Energizer at some point. We'll be able to get it, and the only reason why we're going to get it is just so that we can possibly have 100% time on Glue Storm, and just a decreased reduction cooldown on anything else that we so desire to want to have an increased ability cooldown on. Oh yeah, there's this that's going to increase PS as well, alongside attack speed. But we're not going to get it just yet. We're going to get Energizer first, and then we're going to get ourselves Call to Arms and Homeland Defense, along with at least 2 more of these Call to Arms, because then we'll have maximum amount of time with the Call to Arms aspect of Homeland Defense, and only have Homeland Defense active when this Homeland Defense is a Homeland Defense, and when its ability is activated, so that we can have Homeland Defense defending our homeland, whatever that may be. We now have the Energizer up and running. Hopefully we can now get this back 100% of the time. Yeah, close enough. It was between 95 and 99%, but it's close enough. It's gonna be billions and billions and billions and billions and billions. Do you see round 163? Do you see all of the ceramics, the mighty legion of ceramics spawn out from the start of the track? Do ya? Do ya? I don't see them whatsoever. Look at that. They've been instantaneously evaporated before the full might of the Ray of Doom. Also, we're nearly at 100 megapops. Call to Arms times. Let's see how this does against the bats here. Hopefully it does something. That'll help us out here. I think it does. Just looking at what's going on at the moment, you can definitely tell the difference. There is a difference, but I cannot fathom that frame by frame, okay? I'm just a person, not a scientist. Well, a person that's very good at this game. I play this game, yes. I can do some niche challenges, yes. But I can't do something absurd, like geared chimps. 100 million damage against the balloons. It will be even bigger before the time we're finished. We have progressed a few rounds since the last time I've spoken, and we have nearly progressed by 20 million damage. I highly doubt this is true, but with the descaling of the amount of money that you get with Pop's late game indicates that from Ninja Kiwi to you as a player, that you should stop playing this particular run, die already within the game, and do something else. Okay, call to arms, possibly for the last time, as we can now afford homeland defense. Finally! The game is saying, hey, look at how little money you're getting per pop. Maybe you should do something else. We're making it more and more difficult for years to be able to progress through the scenario with what little we are giving to you, especially in chimps. These rounds are going for so long, I have to space out my Ultra Boost usages so I can get the full effect of all 3 uses that I can have of them per round. 160 million damage inflicted upon the balloons. And we are still very strong going in this run. With still the bad getting popped quite, I don't know if it's called early on, but only a few times back and forth. We have our second call to arms up and running. Let's try and space this out as much as we possibly can, so that we always have the call to arms aspect implemented, although we still need a third one for it to be fully realized. Or do we? Hold on. We can get it near enough full effect. Near enough thanks to the Energizer. With the main threat being bads and the DDTs that spawn out bads, I don't think spawning any balloon sabos is going to make a difference whatsoever in this stage of the game. Obviously, like in the first 100 rounds where balloon sabo makes a big difference, but not when it's this late in the game, when it's around 178. I feel sorry for the resident of this house knowing that there is a Union Jack flag purging through their house right now. Even though it's made of bricks and shouldn't allow anything inside it, the poor house has to suffer with those 3 particular colors of blue, white and red in that formation, which is a bit like a watermark on a lot of flags around the world, but should really move on. And when I say move on, I mean like just get a cooler design rather than having this printed on the top left of the flag. Like, do something really cool, like New Zealand's like laser kiwi flag. Like, that is just like a really cool flag design. Ah, not a single bad on this round. Lovely, we may be able to get through it without our 3 Ultra Boosts running out whatsoever. Still, fortified CMGs are nothing to trifle with, especially this late stage in the game. I mean, the first ones on round 97 kind of just spawned all the way up, popped all the way up here. But that health and speed increase is definitely taking its toll on my beloved Ray of Doom here. But still, not a single balloon has escaped. Pop count update, 368 million pops. And I've put down a few villages here and there, you know, just the odd few. We are growing our empire, our Commonwealth once again. If you think that looking at the the Union Jack flag is bad, imagine living inside that country. Which is me, by the way. Also, I took the liberties of moving our Ultra Boost up here so that we can put a middle tier ice tower down here. For no particular reason at all. We're not expanding out into the sea at all, are we now? People of the internet, I finally have run out of room to put down a monkey village. How can I increase the influence of my beloved country even more when I can't put any more villages on the land. It is time to expand to the waters. 437 million pops on round 200. We now have ourselves our second and third fortified bad of the game. Will this be the killer of our run, knowing that these are twice as healthier as a bad at this point of the game? Well, they're just twice as healthier in general, including their insides as well. Will the mortar paragon ever have the capabilities of smashing that fortified property off of bads? Only time will tell whenever it comes out. Well, there's the tail bandage on at least one of them, which means we're a good way of the way there in order to pop this thing once and for all, hopefully. But will it get to me? Nope, it made another loop-de-loop. Oh dear, this is a very long scenario. Oh, there goes DT. Oh, it's making its way up and down the track. It's obviously being collided with a lot, and it made so many loops up and down. Oh dear, the expansion of these villages will be still whole and some once more. Hopefully that made sense. Not wholesome, but whole and some. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is round 200 cleared. Let us see how much further we can go along in this scenario. Will round 300 be possible? Only one way to find out. I guess our reign down south has ended. This is the extent in which our our Commonwealth can grow down here, which means the only spot left is over here for possible sea expansion. It's official. We cannot expand anymore. There might be a space down here if we put an ice monkey. We might have a space down over here possibly. Tried over here. Just absolutely no more spaces with which we can expand the Commonwealth anymore in this scenario. So what are we going to be spending the rest of our money on? I have absolutely no clues whatsoever. All we do know is that we're halfway there towards 1 billion pops. Are we halfway there when it comes to time? No. Absolutely not. This is going to take ages to get to. Ooh. There is a spot behind this house. One more radio station for the Commonwealth. Well, we have made a new investment. It will be absolutely zero good for us whatsoever. Although DTs, it may vary. Also, we're going to go a top path because obviously the permafrost effect. Right, I'm going to make a coffee and see how far we progress by the time I get back. I've literally was just entering the room with my hot chocolate and that happened. Great. Okay, here's a bit of advice. Don't go away to make a hot drink in one of these kind of challenges. Oh, crikey. Okay, so 605 million pops. Yeah, don't go away. You don't have your Ultra Boost active and your Homeland Defense active. I'm sure this number would be higher, actually. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, a fortified bad leaked. Yeah, that's kind of my fault. But then again, like, even if I did manage to pop it, then like the fortified ETs may escape. And even if they got close, then could have used an absolute zero there just to finish it off and all that jazz. But I'm kind of glad in the way it's over. But at the same time, I could have done better here because I just went away to see, because I still think this would have done very well. So yeah. Do you think I've improved this map with all of these monkey villages? Please let me know. No, please don't. It's just truly cursed. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to ISAB for making this map, actually. Let me know what other kind of videos you'd like to see me do next in the future. Thank you all so much for watching and take care of yourselves.